Hello friends, and welcome back to Traveling McGee. Today I'm in the great state of Delaware, Lewes, Delaware to be specific, and I've been told that this park that I'm going to be exploring today is one of the best in Delaware, and I want to find out for myself. So today we're going to be taking a tour and kind of exploring around Cape Henlopen State Park. Stay tuned. Like I said, I am here in Lewes, Delaware, getting ready to explore Cape Henlopen State Park. I am pretty familiar with this area as me and my family we vacation in this area in Rehoboth, not too far from there, not too far from Ocean City, Maryland. And I've driven past this park several times and I've never taken the time to properly explore it. And today is a really beautiful day. Last night I was actually in Broadkill Beach, which is about 30 miles north of here along the Delaware Bay. Spent the night there, found a great place to park overnight, made myself some dinner, sat out on the beach for a little bit. It was really nice. So the park itself is actually really massive. I stopped and got one of these paper maps that they have here. You can also download their map. I know there is a lot of history here as well, where the bay and the Atlantic Ocean meet was very significant during World War II. So we're gonna be talking about that a little bit later. There are tons of hiking trails. There's a lot of different things to see. I'm going to be breaking it down into, looks like about 3 sections. So right now I'm at the point, which is the, I guess, northernmost part of the park. There's beach access here, so I'm going to go take a walk on the beach. All right, so I have made my way down to the beach area, and there's a bit of it that's blocked off right now because of a certain type of bird, I believe, is beginning to nest right now. This is almost mid-April, so they have blocked that off to protect that area for the birds. But I'm back here on the bay side of the point, so the northernmost side. And you get a really nice view of Lewes, Delaware, which is this little area there. And then a nice view of the bay. There's a really nice lighthouse here, which I didn't know was going to be here. I'm not sure the name of it. I'll put it down here on the screen, but that's pretty cool to see. But it's pretty peaceful out here right now. It's pretty early in the morning. It's about 9:30. 1 or 2 other people here. Pretty cool. Another good shot of that lighthouse. A couple seagulls getting some sun. But again, this is the Delaware Bay. Extends all the way this way, cuts up and around that way, and just on the other side of this is the Atlantic Ocean. So on the other side of this dune here is the Atlantic Ocean. So there's a inlet right about here where the Atlantic Ocean and the Delaware Bay meet. Little fun fact for you about the Delaware Bay. The Delaware Bay is the home to the largest breeding ground of the horseshoe crab. Millions of them exist up and down this bay area and up and along the Delaware River. And once a year, around April, May into June, hundreds of thousands of them come on shore to mate. And a lot of them unfortunately die throughout the process, so it becomes this kind of stinky mess. But horseshoe crabs are incredibly prehistoric and very old organisms. And if you've never seen one, this is what they look like. If you're familiar with the East Coast beaches, like in New Jersey and Delaware and Maryland, you're probably very familiar with what these look like. But that's just kind of what they do. They hang out, they sit in the surf line, and as the waves come in, they are able to open up and eat little particles and whatever else they can find. Nothing really eats them. They don't have a predator. And they have a really hard outer shell, which enables them to kind of go through life unbothered. And because of that, they're able to exist for a long, long time. So a little bit of animal history for you. Here's a better view. This one's dead, unfortunately, but you can see it kind of has a helmet-shaped head and a pointy tail, but pretty cool. You can see the eyes there. Pretty cool animals. I'm also seeing, and hopefully you can see them too, a lot of these razor clams, which are very common here along the Delaware Bay and Delaware and Maryland beaches. And there's not a cloud in the sky today. It is beautiful. It's about 75 degrees right now. The humidity is really low. Perfect April day to explore Delaware and Cape Henlopen. So now I'm gonna walk over on the other side of the dune and see what the Atlantic side looks like. Well, you can hear the difference. Now I'm on the Atlantic side, and the surf is much more kicked up than on the bay side. But we were just on the opposite side of this, over on the bay area. About, well, I don't know, 20 or 30 miles that way is Cape May, New Jersey. And then there's the Atlantic Ocean. And if you keep heading south, that takes you down into Rehoboth and Dewey and Bethany, and eventually into Ocean City, Maryland. Pretty cool view here of the dunes. You can see the one lighthouse out there. And the other one right there. All right, so I've seen some beaches, and now I want to learn a little bit more about the history of this park. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this park has a very important role in the World War II era, very significant in protecting the U.S. coastline here, so I'm going to go learn a little bit more about that. Of the World War II era, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers knew how important this part of the country was. You're not very far from Wilmington, you're not very far from Philadelphia, which were major hubs for building ships and submarines and things like that, organizing soldiers, all that kind of stuff at the beginning of World War II. So the Army knew that they had to protect the Delaware River. So what they did was they constructed these watchtowers, and in between two watchtowers there was a set of heavy guns, and they would patrol the Atlantic Ocean and the Delaware River basin. So you'll see a couple of these in my video, but I wanted to give you some history behind them. So there's a little plaque here that kind of shows you how the towers would have been used. Between 1939 and 1942, the 11 observation towers along Delaware coast were built to protect the shores during World War II. It gives you a nice little map here of where they all are. Right now I'm at Tower 12, and you see it goes all the way down into almost Fenwick Island is the first one, but there's definitely a lot here up in the northern part here in Cape Henlopen. You can see they range in height from 39 to 75 feet, so that's almost 8 stories. 1 foot thick concrete walls, but just pretty incredible. Right near Tower 12 is the entrance to the campground, which I've heard is a beautiful campground. It's very well maintained. So you can see here's the main entrance to the campground, and just to the left of that, you can see a bunch of sites, a lot of people here. This is on a Thursday and it's pretty full, so that's good. I know it's a very popular place in the summer. Now I will say this is something new I've never really seen, these parallel campsites. That's a little bit different, but here's a normal campsite. You have your picnic table, camp ring, electric site there. Not too bad. It looks about 20 feet back up, but you can see there's a lot of different sites here. Big ones, small sites. But again, yeah, first time I've ever seen anything like this. Great if you're in a van. I did want to mention that this is an extremely bike-friendly state park. There are miles and miles of bike trails here. There's even a program here that is run by the Friends of Cape Henlopen State Park, I believe I'm saying that right, where they offer a free loan-a-bike program. It's first come, first serve. So it's a really great program if you don't have a bike and would like to bike. This is a very bikeable park. Lots of bike trails, different maps that you can do. Ones that will take you around to all the different historic sites, take you to the beaches, take you to the bathhouses, all that kind of stuff. Very, very bike-friendly park. So I'm now here at Fort Miles Historic Area, which is also located in Cape Henlopen State Park. This would have been the central hub here of the fort with all the observation towers and all that kind of stuff. This is where a lot of the barracks are and the food hall and all that kind of stuff. and there are some rather large pieces of artillery here. So there's a couple different walking trails, so I'm going to walk around and see what I find. So they do have a museum here, which takes you into the original bunker. And apparently it is closed right now. I believe it opens after Memorial Day, so I'm here a few weeks early. But it looks like it goes underground and is pretty extensive. There's a lot of stuff to see in there. It goes all the way through the dune set up there, but pretty cool that they have it in the original bunker. Now the view of some of the barracks. And we have another watchtower back up there, hiding out. So yeah, here you go. I think I did the whole thing backwards, but anyway, get out of the way. But it gives you a little legend map here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 barracks. This little building here is a supply and admin building. Apparently that is a recreation building over there. And the big building that I thought was the garage is in fact the mess hall. So I was just reading this little fact here about Fort Miles in World War II, but eventually the fort housed 2,300 soldiers, guns that could fire more than 25 miles out to sea, the second largest underwater minefield along the east coast of the United States. I did not know that the coastline in the United States had minefields, but that's pretty cool to know that the second largest was here. I don't know where the first one is, but it's a pretty cool history was made here. Okay, so to finish up this kind of second section of the park, I'm here at the Seaside Nature Center. This is also the place that I was talking about that does the bike loan program. They're situated here, and behind the Seaside Nature Center there is a small trail. It's about 7/10 of a mile. Kind of takes you out to the beach line and then comes back. So I'm going to do that and then keep heading south.
Where'd that one come from? Where was this?
Go, let's go down and see what else is here. Here's one. There's some.
Setting sun behind the East End Greatwater Lighthouse, and may even catch a glimpse of seals and dolphins chasing schools of fish. Not only are the dunes of the point protected in order to provide critical habitat to nesting shorebird populations.
Here's another bunker here behind the nature center on this little trail. Not sure which one it is, but you can see it's pretty small compared to the other ones that I've seen today. But this trail kind of seems to have it all here. It's very sandy, so not the best in flip-flops, but getting it done either way. This is actually pretty near where I was earlier, which was just up there. But it looks like there is a fishing pier here and some people out here enjoying the beach. And then you have Lewes just on the other side. Nice little walk. So I'm currently here down at Herring Point. There's another battery here from Fort Miles. Just down there along the beach, that is the top part of Rehoboth Beach. You can kind of see two more towers there right on the beach. But I am not alone right now. There is a lot of people out on the beach today. It's a beautiful day, still is. A lot of people in their cars fishing here. Herring Point also has its own public beach. So as you can see, that's quite full today as well. But just a beautiful, beautiful view. Again, straight out that way is the southern tip of New Jersey. We were up there about 2 hours ago. That's the Delaware Bay. And then right out to the east of us is the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, I would definitely recommend getting here early. It's about 12:30 now. And this parking lot is completely full. It's not a super huge parking lot, but definitely fills up quick. So if you do visit and you want to come to the beach, I would recommend getting here very, very early. All right, well, we have come to the end of the tour of Cape Henlopen State Park. This park really does have everything. It's got a great campground, places to fish, several beaches that you can sit out on and relax. There's hiking trails. It has a huge biking community here. Like I said before, it's a very bikeable park. There's a nature center. There is history here. There's a fort. There is a whole bunch of stuff that you can do here. It's in a beautiful area of Delaware. Highly, highly recommend. Yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed my little tour, and thanks for sticking out to the end and hanging out with me. And I'll see you on the next video. See ya.